for the shitty year they had last year.
Thank you.
Barnett was tweeting a lot tonight, answering questions about the UFC, and seems to hint that he is close but wouldn't commit.
Awesome.
Has anything changed?
No, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I've been here, man. I've been focusing on this Fox fight, and I told you guys the other day that I got a pretty good feeling he'll be in the UFC.
Will you sit down with him beforehand and clear any past issues?
I'm pretty sure, as far as I'm concerned anyway, Josh and I have pretty much cleared it. We had a, right when we bought Strikeforce was when we had our last Fighter Summit. And Josh was there, and Josh and I have bumped into each other a couple times, and I'm comfortable with where we're at.
And speaking of being here, I know you met with Chris Weidman yesterday. How did that go?
Went good. Weidman and his manager sat down and said, we want Anderson Silva. We want to fight him. I'm going to beat him. I'm going to be the next world champion. I said, okay. We'll call you. We'll call you in a few weeks and we'll get this thing figured out.
It seems like Anderson, they called out Rockhold, they called out Kung Lee. They never talk about him.
Dude, this is typical Anderson Silva, Ed Soares craziness. Every fucking time there's a fight, it's, he wants to fight Mighty Mouse Johnson, and then he wants to fight fucking, this guy and that guy. This is always the same deal. It always happens. I absolutely will not fight Chael Sonnen. He doesn't deserve the title, and I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. This is what we do.
Who do you want him to fight?
We're waiting on something. We want to see if this thing pans out, and then when we're ready to announce it, we'll announce it.
What are you waiting on?
Is that something, the super fight, potentially? I mean, you talked yesterday about...
No, he'll defend his title.
Okay.
It won't be a super fight.
Speaking about former Strikeforce guys, was it a new look Nick Diaz on Wednesday when you saw him in Montreal?
Yeah,
he showed up and...
Yeah, it was
playful.
cool. Not only did Nick call me, he was on time for everything. Pretty sure he didn't miss any flights. And, he couldn't have been cooler. Came there, he did what he had to do. He even stuck around, took pictures with the fans after. It was cool. I know he hates to do it, but everybody does. You guys have no idea. These guys, they're in their camp, they're in their own little world, and then they got to leave and they got to do all the press and the media and all this stuff, and it's hard. I know that sounds stupid, but it's harder than people think. And you're answering the same questions over and over, but it's what we do. It's part of the game, and everybody wants to talk about making Floyd Mayweather money. Say what you want about Floyd. Dude works his ass off when it's time to promote a fight.
You think it's something where he saw what happened last time and kind of learned his lesson, said, as much as I hate this, I have to do it?
I don't want to say that he learned a lesson, we taught him a lesson. I think a lot of what he said at the press conference today was true. I think that he had this feeling like he's been fighting since he was 18 years old. He never caught a break. He feels like he always felt like he was on the wrong side of the deal since he was 18 years old. He's had a year off. Feels like he's rested up, healed up some injuries, and had some time to relax. And actually, without him saying it, I'm sure he's probably pretty excited to be back into it.
Yeah.
You take a year off.
Sure.
Pretty fucking boring.
Yeah.
So,
do we have any early numbers on UFC 156 at this point, on the gate, on attendance, anything?
I have no clue.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
Do you expect to sell out, though?
I'll see you guys in a few days, and I'll let you know.
All right.
Yeah.
This past week.
Yeah, Super Bowl weekend's awesome in Vegas. It's the best weekend to come to Vegas. I mean, I got guys coming into town that never come to town, but they love to come in Super Bowl weekend.
Who you got?
The Niners look awesome, but I'd love to see Ray Lewis get one. The last one and then retire. Patriots are outside. I don't care anymore, but I'd like to see Ray Lewis.
Jenny, speaking about the Diaz, Habib Nurmagomedov, the Eagle, calling out the name Diaz. What do you think about that?
Babe, I can't hear very well.
Nurmagomedov, who won last...
the Habib, the Sam Cardan's guy from Russia.
He's 18-0 or something. He called out Nate Diaz.
Oh, really? I didn't even know about it.
The guy who wore the hat at the weigh-ins, the furry hat last week.
In Brazil, on the fax card.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
What do you think about him calling out Nate Diaz? Do you think he's ready for the guy like Nate Diaz?
I don't know. We could find out. I mean, we're trying to make another fight for Nate right now. We're working on another fight for him, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Speaking about your surgery, how are you feeling? How does it feel?
The last 2 days, yesterday and today, are my best days. I felt the best. Yeah. When it first happened and I got it, I was getting. You guys know I'm never tired. I don't sleep much. felt like I was like a 60-year-old man the last I was going to bed at like 8 o'clock and shit, and now I'm feeling like myself again. I'm feeling really good.
What did they say? How long does the recovery look like?
He didn't really give me a time, because you don't know, because there's so much trauma that they do to the ear and head when they do this thing. But what's weird is, tonight when I was walking around talking to the fights, I bumped into Dave Terrell. Dave Terrell had the same surgery. He's got a huge scar behind his head, and he was telling me that 3 months after he had it, he was taping it up in training, and in training one day, all of a sudden it went pop, 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 and he was in real pain. All the meat inside him ripped open again, and only the stitches on the outside held together. So they had to cut it open again and go in and do surgery on him again. So he's like, not like you have to worry about me doing any hardcore training or anything, but he said be careful with it. You know, if you saw the surgery, if you saw it on TV, I mean, it's pretty brutal. They rip your head apart, and you know, I don't know how long that takes to heal, but Dave Terrell says it's longer than 3 months.
Did you watch the video of it?
I did. I'll put the video together.
Right.
Yeah.
You're gonna show it?
Gnarly, nasty stuff.
Yeah, it was, huh?
They're gonna show this? They're gonna show it?
It's on
No,
YouTube.
it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on
Oh,
his,
you already put it out?
yeah, Dana's personal vlog. Check it out.
Okay.
Did you have any qualms putting that on YouTube, or?
No. Some people said, "What the fuck are you doing? Why would you put that up?"
Well, fans
Why
love
not?
it.
Why not?
Dana,
Who cares?
You've had a
which fight do you have for Nate Diaz?
We didn't announce it yet.
No, I know. I'm at,
I gave you guys your bone the other day at the.
you didn't say which event, and that was the question that was lingering.
Yeah.
Do you know which one?
No.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Big John these days?
Big John?
Yeah, you've had your issues with the referees. How do you think he's doing?
I've butted heads with just about everybody in the business, but I've always been cool with John.
Do you think he's doing? I mean, do you consider? I know you say Herb Dean is the best, but do you consider him still one of the top guys?
No doubt about it.
Is it shocking to you that he is not licensed in Nevada?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Considering some of the issues you have with the Nevada officials, fight capital of the world, should
Yeah.
Big John be licensed?
It's not my decision. Not my decision. Well, I can't. I mean,
I'm not saying it's your decision.
I mean,
but
if we talked about that, I could go off for 45 minutes on officiating over there. You know, I've done it a million times. It's just it's like beating a dead horse. Mazzagatti is the reffing the super fight.
But that's the point. One of the greatest of all time. It isn't allowed to.
What am I going to do? Mazzagatti is reffing the super fight. What more needs to be said than that?
Can you request as the promoter?
I can't do anything. As a promoter, I can't do anything.
The fighters can, though, right?
The fighters can. Yeah. The fighters can say, "Oh my God."
And they have.
The last thing that I would want to
They
do.
can't pick a ref, though. A fighter
Brock
cannot pick.
Le-
All they can
no,
do
but
is
they
say
can-
that
Brock
I don't
Lesnar.
want this guy.
They,
Yeah, exactly.
they can
So
say,
it's-
"I don't want him," and
Right.
they got to go in and give good cause on why they don't want him.
And they're gonna just pick, the commissioner's just gonna pick the refs that are on their roster. I mean,
But
you know,
like Edgar
they can-
could say, I don't want Mazzagatti, and if he presents a good
yeah, they
case,
can
but
take 'em
Brock
off,
Lesnar
but
did that,
that's
right?
all they can do.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And they don't
I can
have
tell
to
you this:
give
if
it.
I was a fighter, the last thing I'd want to see when I got in the cage is Mazzagatti. That's the last thing I'd want to see.
You've had a lot of success on FX.
Yeah.
Have you talked to them or Fox about, what an option is? Or are they going to
Are
leave
you
the
kidding
two
me?
ends?
I'm on a network right now where there's a ton of smart guys, aggressive, young, smart guys with a game plan. Fuck yeah, I know what's going on. Kidding me? I've been talking about this for a year. I could not be more excited. Could not be more excited. I've been in the television business for a long time. I have never, ever, in the however many years I've been in this business, come across guys that are this fucking smart, this unbelievably behind us, on the same page, wanting to build the sport, wanting to build the brand. I'm telling you guys, yeah, this might be news to you guys. This isn't news to me. I've known this for over a year. It's all good stuff, man. Fox is amazing. I got 6 more years left with them, and I hope we do a 60-year deal after that.
Didn't you guys recently go down to Mexico looking for the 115-pounders and kind of a
It went
fighter
good.
scouting for that one well?
It went very well.
Do you have any idea how many guys showed up for that kind? Was it like an actual trial kind of situation?
Yeah, it was. A lot of guys showed up. It was very successful, and the guys that we sent down, they were very excited with what they saw.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mexico is going to be the way that Brazil caught on fire and the way that it took off, Mexico's taken a lot longer than I thought it would, but it's coming, man.
Do you guys feel like it's going to be a situation like with the flyweights where you talked about it for a while?
It's like Brazil. It's the culture in Mexico they're fighters, man. The greatest fighters in history come from Mexico. And there's that whole famous Mexican style of fighting, and you see it with some of the guys that we have here now that are Mexican too. It's it's getting there a lot slower than I thought it was gonna, but it's gonna when it all comes together, it's gonna be amazing.
With the 115ers in particular, though, let me rephrase this. Do you feel like the flyweights have taken a little longer to get started with the fans than you guys hoped? And then, if that's the case, is there any concern with the guys at 115?
I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think that you had some people talking smack here and there, but if you're a real fight fan, I mean, how do you not like Ian?
I agree.
You know what I mean? How do you not like Joe? How do you not like these two that were here tonight? I mean, that's just, when people say shit like that to me, it's hard for me to respond without being a real asshole.
I think it's just a matter of people just needing something to bitch about and picking on that for
it's crazy. It's hard for me to respond to that and really not be like Rampage was the other day at the press conference. It's really hard for me.